Gramy rutupy na planet, co? Okej, jestem ciekawy na tym twórcie.
Heyo at Hematu. Sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language. It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets. As you know, I own several zoos, but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s. But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything off.
Smutne.
Don't worry, though. I'm not completely throwing you in at the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker, and she'll expect you to be too. But I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire, or even better, one that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
Hello there. From that rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire. Good. Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on.
Okay.
But before we begin the real work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our beautiful animals. We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat.
Okay.
Did you know that grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year? But then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too. Select one of the bears and you'll bring up its information panel.
Okay. Camera, axis, camera. Okay. A, tu jest, okej. Tu jest. Okej.
This is where you can find out all kinds of information about your animal.
Okay.
The most important thing being its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera from inside its information panel?
Tu jest. Mamy.
See, now this is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals.
Okej.
Okay, when you're ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
Teraz mam mieć znaleźć wywek ryba. Tu nie ćpeć, okej? Tu są małpki. To okroczenie ma, okej? Tu jest.
Panthera leo leo, or the West African
Okay.
lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride, although prides of that size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome, which is precisely why I handle the training instead these days.
Okej.
Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
I teraz puść ty bybek. Tu jest.
As you can see, it's a lovely space for animals, but it's missing a certain something. Well, two somethings. Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
Jak to było? Tu. Okej.
There we are. A pair of perfectly splendid warthogs for our zoo. Just select them and choose Adopt.
Ale to?
Normally, the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works. The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
Mamy to? Tu.
When you adopt an animal, it's automatically placed in the trade centre, where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them
Okay.
into their new home?
Jest. Okej. Mamy to. Okej. Encyklopedra. Magazyn. Okej. Tu.
When you ask for an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade centre, collect your animal and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade centre's location, so let's go and watch the
Okay.
caretakers in action.
To spłucze. Okej. To nie to. Okej. to. Okej. Tu jest.
Well, as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll move those animals to their destination as fast as possible.
Okej.
Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat. But I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health. Right, let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy. You see, each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are.
Okay.
And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment. Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That way, you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information. Let's start by making sure we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare. To do this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
Okej. I to.
Animals also require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in. That bath will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare. Oh, nice work. You've got a knack for this, I see. Now, our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a pharaoh state. Unfinished thingamajigs and whatsits all over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
Okej. Jest.
Oh, before we actually start building our ostrich habitat, let's pause time for a moment. That's more like it. A quick break. Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control while you're looking the other way. Let's keep the game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built. Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it.
Okej. Tu. Okej. Mamy to. Okej. Człapa patera jest. Człapa patera. Musimy człapa parkę. Okej. Musimy człapa parkę. Jest. Okej. Okej.
Right,
Mamy,
let's complete
okej.
the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier.
Tu. Okej. Jest.
Good work! Remember, before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected
Okay.
barrier. Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier, so the guests can see in.
Okej. Okej, szkło. Okej. Muszę cię nauczyć keropana. Okej. Nie? Okej.
There we go.
Jest.
Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat.
Okay.
It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on, because it makes them happy, and because this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point.
Efekty.
Donation boxes are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember them.
Tu jest.
Now, before we adopt our ostriches, you should unpause time. After all, if time's paused, then so are our caretakers, which will make it a bit tricky for them to deliver the ostriches.
Okej.
Oh, by the way, as well as pausing time, you can also speed it up. It'll run everything at 2 times and 5 times faster. It can be useful, especially if you're waiting for money to accumulate or for animals to be delivered to a
Muszę
habitat.
ogarnąć.
Personally, I use it when I'm waiting for a brew to finish. All right, you've finished the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think? Let's get 4 of them in here.
Okej. Tu.
While we wait for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them.
Okay.
Add a suitable feeding station, water station, and an appropriate food enrichment item. It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
I to tutaj. Mamy! Okej.
Oh, good to see the ostriches have somewhere they can really stretch their legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour? Oh, heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera finds alone would bankrupt us.
Okej.
Well, Bernie certainly seems impressed. Did you do his speed camera joke? Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals.
Okej, jest.
You'll need to rotate the keeper hut to get it to connect up to the path. This keeper hut only has space for 1 keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities...
Ej. Czy ja zrobię kalipary? A nie wiem. Nie wiem, czy ja zrobię kalipary.
shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings and it can affect their happiness.
Okej, sorry.
Negatively.
Opóźnieniem co łapałem.
In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we?
Zaczynać? Okej. Ale jak tam ci mija odcinek? Minął dzień. Polska kura. Okej. Tak. I tak. Okej. A u mnie dobrze. Na spokojnie.
Now the keepers can start using the hut to prepare food, and thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos. Let's get on to your next objective then.
A
Bengal
teraz
tigers.
robię
We want to adopt some, but I'm
odpuszczę.
afraid there's nothing ready for them yet.
Puszczać
Head on over to the plot of land I've
24
marked out.
godziny.
It's not too far away.
Strucie, co? Okej. Strucie. A, tu jest.
Righty, your next job is to build a habitat from scratch.
A na
And concrete and glass, I expect. So go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier.
Okej.
Oh, and make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
Co zrobiłem? Okej. Na komputerze ten trochę wygodnie mi grało. Kiedyś. Okej. Jest. Okej. I za niedługo zamykam. I to. Uczuł, okej? A, tak się uczuwa, miło. Jest. Szkło. Okej. To szkło. Okej. I tutaj tak samo. Okej. Tu. Ready. Dobra, mam może być tutaj.
Now, Bernie takes safety very
Okay.
seriously at his zoos, so we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think? The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, let's select the habitat barrier and then jump into barrier editing mode.
Okej. Pizzokot teraz. Ustawimy pizzokot. Tu. I to. Łukot. Tu. Edytuj. Okej. Na... Okej.
Now that the habitat is in place, don't forget to put down a donation box near to your viewing areas. We need every dollar we can get. Especially as these tigers aren't exactly eating instant noodles for lunch.
Szkarpłonkę mam dać. Nie to. Obiekty. Tu. A jest. Okej. I tutaj.
Okay, that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate in place, and most importantly, the
Decrypcji
tigers
teraz.
won't be able to jump out of it anymore. I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
Okej. Tu.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their
Okay.
arrival. We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Tu. A jak nie.
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water tool.
Water.
Yes, that'll do
Okay.
nicely. Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
Okej. Trapak. Może jak będzie tutaj. Okej.
Okay, it's really starting to take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely, the bad weather. Although, given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather. Go on, add a shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like, just pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
Okej. Pałeć kłonina, okej. Nie to. Okej. Tu. Jak będzie tutaj? Okej.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel.
Teren. Okay.
Rightio. Head over to the Terrain tab. That way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel about different types of terrain. That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less of in this habitat.
Okay. Trapatuka.
Okay then, open the terrain editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare.
Klepa. Okej. I teraz trapatuka. Okej. Krapa krótka będzie tutaj. Okej. Krapa tu. Krepa. Tu niech będzie. Wiecie, brakuje trapy. Ona jest tutto tej trapy, okej. Tutto.
Right then. All animals need plants and trees from their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, Eurasia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat. To get a perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a certain amount of their habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select the tiger and go to the Environment tab. Now, as you can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger, like the wattle bushes. You can remove them if you want. You can find all of the plants you need in the nature section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see. In this case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
Okay. Co robiłem? Okay. Anta. Wow!
They say that good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Right, let's head over to the Indian peafowls. I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare. Now then, just find one of the peafowls and select them to open their information panel. Then we can have a good gander at how they're doing. Although technically, I suppose gandering would just be for geese.
Okay. Papę teraz. Szukamy. Okej. Nie mamy. Okej. Tu. Okej. Pipek. Co jest? Jest. Nie tak. Nie tak, okej. Wiem o tym. Okej. Mamy to. Okej. Nie uciekaj mi. Mamy.
Expand their social welfare and we can get a bit more detail.
Społeczność.
Now, they've clearly got plenty of space and they're not stressed.
Okay.
It looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's find out more. Head over to
Sure.
the social tab to see what's wrong.
Okay.
Right, as you can see, the peafowls need their population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls. Off you pop to the animal market then. Good work on those peafowls. I expect they'll be delivered soon. But sadly, it sounds like our
Udało mi
snow
się.
leopard is a
Udało
bit
mi się.
grumpy.
Wow.
Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her. Just like people, animals can suffer from stress if things aren't quite right. You know, like when you see someone put in the
Okay.
milk before the tea bag. In the case of these snow leopards, they're a bit stressed by their lack of privacy. You can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barrier by their cave for one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I think they're worth the expense, don't you? This will give the snow leopards somewhere to go when they want to get away from the prying eyes of the guests.
Tylko to. A to. Okej. Jest. Okej. Mamy to. Mamy zaznaczone. I
Of
to.
course, when an animal isn't in its
Yes.
natural biome, it's probably going to be too hot or too cold. Unsurprisingly for the snow leopards, it's too hot. Even with the terrible British weather, you should help cool it down by adding some coolers to their habitat. But let's start
Okay.
by opening up the temperature heat map and having a look-see at the temperature in the leopard's habitat. As you can see, we already have one cooler
Okay.
in there. Let's pop some more down and get as much of the habitat as chilly as we can. Luckily for us, this habitat already has power, but you'll need to make sure of that in the future. Just so you know,
Okay.
if any part of a habitat is powered, then the whole habitat will be powered.
Mamy. Pipek. Jest. Mam to. Tutaj te małe kubno. Tu małe kubno. I tu.
You can find heat maps for all sorts of helpful things, so do be sure to explore them and make good use of them. It'll take a little while for the
Okay.
temperature to adjust once you've added coolers or heaters, but now we've got the coolers in, we can address the leopards' terrain welfare. You see, what the leopards really want in here is snow and rock, so let's make that happen.
Okej. Teraz teren. Czyż pantera? Pantera. Okej. Trochę śniegu. Nie zaskoczy, no nie? Okej. Co ona jest? Okej. Sklepa. Okej, gdzie to jest? Jest. To poczta. Śniegu macie mało. Okej. Super. Okej. Okej. Tu. Świecięta. Okej.
Now then, all of that should give you a pretty good understanding of how to make animals happy. So I'd like you to go and check on all the other animals in the zoo and fix up any issues with their habitats. That'll increase the average welfare of the animals across the whole zoo.
Okej.
And that average welfare is a very important statistic. Now, to quickly see how all your animals are doing in the zoo, you should head to the animal section of the zoo management screen.
Mamy. Okej. Ale ten, okej.
As you can see, this list shows you the animal's overall welfare. So if something's amiss, then you can quickly pop over to them using the locate tool. Right, I'm off for a cuppa while you make sure all the animals are well looked after.
Okej. Traba krótka. Okej. Trzeba tą krepę śniferować. To co, to poram się żeby ten pociąg był idealny. Okej. I teraz sztuka. Okej. Teraz chcemy. Chcemy tą krewę uciąć szczególnie. Okej. Mamy to. Trawa krótka. Jest. Okej. Super, ale trzeba by to przeczytać. Trawa tłuka. Okej. I trawa krótka teraz. Trzeba ten paciek z nimi wyrować. Paciek, okej. Pałeć skłonienie tutaj chcesz. Okej. Pieczęta. Okej. Mamy samca arpa. Samca arpa, okej. Okej. To proč ten. Okej. Uloč má içine plyvina P. Tu. Okej. Içine pota. Okej. Tu. To tutaj. To tu. To gdzieś tutaj. Okej. I łapawki. Okej. I to. Okej. I tu. I tutaj. To. Nie to, to. Okej. Jest. Jest. Tu. Pipek zwierzęta. To proč ten. Dzwonię. Tu. Pipek. Okej. Tu. Okej. To tutaj. To tu. To pewnie tutaj. Dwa babki. To tu. Tutaj i tu. Okej. Dzwoń. Oj. To może być ciężkie. Okej. Pipek. Leczenie i pota. I tu, i tu. I tutaj. Okej. Okej. Zwierzęta. Super. Okej. Łapapki teraz. Okej. Tu ten, tu ten. Tu te boty. Tu piłka. Uroczma i uroczło. Okej. Tutaj. Okej. Słodycze tu. I to tutaj niech będzie. Okej. Łupę jedzą? Tak. Łupę na łatwe było ogarnąć. Okej. I teraz... Łapapki, okej. I to tu. I tutaj. To uroczyło? Nie. Okej. Wyrabać ciężka, żeby ją zatoporić. Leczenie, okej. Tu słodycze. Tu to. I tu to. Okej. Pin up, okej. Okej. I zobaczymy procenta. Dzwoni. Okej.
Not bad.
Mam to.
Not bad at all. I think it's fair to
Okay.
say that you've passed the first part of your training with flying colours. There's still lots more to learn, but we'll have to head to another one of Bernie's zoos for that. If you want to grab your
Yeah,
passport, we'll
sorry.
head off, shall we?
Okej.
Sounds like you got the whole zoo purring away nicely. Well, purring, grunting,
Tym.
screaming, booming. All the
Tym
appropriate
tym.
noises. I guess I was
Zaraz
right to
zamijać
hire you, huh? Don't tell her I told you, but Nancy wasn't sure you'd even last the morning. So we're happy this is working out. And Nancy owes me a Foxy coffee. As strange as it seems, considering we just met, when I look at you, I feel like you're the child I never had. After the one I did have, obviously. But you see, zookeeping's not for my daughter. Don't get me wrong. Emma absolutely loves animals, but she set her sights somewhat higher. Wants to save the entire planet. I'll just settle for saving a couple of species. Oh, and maybe having a type of frog named after me.
Mamy to. Zapis, co? Okej. Okej. Oczacu. Cele. Mamy to. Okej. Stop. Okej. Okej, tutaj tak. Tak się to robiło, tak. Tak się to robiło, moi drodzy państwo. Okej. Mamy co, muuczki kolejne. Okej.
Welcome to Madagascar. It's quite the change of scenery from dreary old England, huh? Apart from the weather, I suppose. They don't call these places rainforests for nothing. The zoo you'll be working in is an ape sanctuary, where we're doing vitally important conservation work. Not just for apes, but for all kinds of species. But apes, well, apes are some of the closest relatives to humans there are. And yet, the way the world treats them is like, well, very much like some of us treat our actual relatives. Anyway, that's why I'm determined that our operation here does some good. If we can all leave some part of the world in a better state than we found it, we'll have lived lives worth living. And speaking of states, I have a horrible feeling I left the house in the right one. When I get back, I expect my life won't be worth living at all.
Okay.
What do you think of Madagascar then? Bit warm for my taste, to be honest. Anyway, this is Bernie's primate sanctuary. It's not just primates, though. We've got all sorts of animals. So why don't we go and have a look at some of them, eh? We'll start by taking a look at the red-ruffed lemurs. They're the ones that look like they should be in a Shakespeare play. Come on, let's head over to them. Red-ruffed lemurs are found in the rainforests of Masoala. That's in northeast Madagascar. They can actually live anywhere from 15 up to 25 years. Fancy that, eh? Okay, when you're ready, let's go find our Bornean orangutans.
Okay. Tu?
The Bornean orangutan
orang
is such a
putih.
marvellous creature. They're always a big favourite at any zoo they feature in. And they're also the biggest tree-dwelling animal on the planet. Assuming you don't count any lions that got stuck up one. Oh, why don't you take a better look at them? Open up the information panel and go into the animal camera.
I ostatni jest
Aren't they
tutaj.
just incredible? Oh dear! It looks like we've arrived just in time. One of the habitat's barriers has collapsed. And wouldn't you know it, one of the bonobos has made a run for it. We'll need to catch them. But before we do, we should box up the other bonobos to stop them escaping too. Select the habitat boundary to bring up the habitat information panel.
Tu?
Good. Now open the
Okay.
Animals tab. Box up the remaining bonobos with box all animals.
Okay.
Now, we'll need a vet to recapture that escaped bonobo, but it seems our last one left to do some research in the wild. Not an ideal situation. So, we'll need to hire a replacement sharpish. Go into the staff tab of the browser. Great. Now let's deal with our escapee before they can cause too much havoc. Use the animal alerts to jump to the escaped bonobo. Then press Call Vet to... Yep, you guessed it. Call the vet over to capture it.
Mantap. Okay.
Okay, that's a relief. So while the vet deals with our bonobo friend, let's go fix up their habitat so they can't escape again. Head back over there.
Yes.
As you can see, the barrier's collapsed. Someone's taken their eye off the ball, obviously. Let's get this one replaced. Select the barrier and then we'll edit it. Delete the broken section of barrier and replace it with a brand spanking new one.
Okej. Tu. Okej.
Ecco lavorato a che permette tipi per tisi ai dovanner parlusi nus en vocavosi. En um tanner lo agela flezoso lancer o la balsio.
Usuń. Jest.
Good.
Yes.
Now that we've done that, we need to make sure to add climb-proof barriers to the top. That way the bonobos won't be able to climb out. Just make sure you've got the correct piece of barrier selected when you do that.
Okej.
Okay, so go into the options section and select which side the climb-proof barrier needs to go on. And don't get it wrong. We're more worried about bonobos climbing out than guests climbing in.
Jest.
Nicely done. And I think it's high time we unboxed those bonobos, wouldn't you say? The poor mites will get
Okay.
sad if we leave them in there for too long. Select the habitat barrier to bring up the habitat information panel again. And finally, use unbox all animals to let them out. I expect some of them are bursting for the toilet.
I teraz tutaj.
And then open the animals tab.
I zwierzęta. Zwierzęta. Okej. Tu. Wszystkie. Okay.
So, it turns out that as well as the old vet leaving, the zoo's mechanics did too. We'll need to hire a couple of new ones so we can help stop any more breakouts. You see, mechanics do all sorts of helpful things around the zoo, but one of their most important jobs is taking care of the habitat barriers. Without mechanics around to repair them, the barriers will crack, crumble, and fall down. And before you know it, we'll be overrun with escaped animals. Head into the staff tab of the browser again.
Okej. Okej.
Gosh, we have been busy, haven't we? Good work there. I'm off for a cuppa. Oh, I think Bernie wants a word with you.
Oh,
Malutką przerwę. Malutką...
the main thing is that you dealt with it swiftly. And more importantly, without the animals stealing someone's clothes, putting them on, and then walking out of the front gate.
Okej.
Now, you've probably noticed that there's already a building where I want you to build the research centre. Don't worry. You see, the building that's currently there is actually a hollow shell. So we're able to place our new building inside of it. If you select the research centre for placement and then hover over the shell, you'll see that it asks if you want to add the research centre to the existing building.
Okej. Efekty. Tu. Okej.
Now select the building to add it to it. Oh, but that won't place it just yet, though. First, we'll need to rotate our research centre so it automatically connects to the path when we place it.
A okej, to szybciej był. Okej. Okej. I teraz. Okej. Tutaj. To jest. Okej. Usuń. Efekty. Okej. No i to.
Right. Splendid work. Now that we have a brand spanking new research centre, we can give our vets something to do in there.
Okej.
Oh, by the way, it's worth noting that the vets will only do research when they're not required to do any other jobs. That said, you can change what jobs a vet does via their information panel. But let's not worry about that just now. So, let's get our
Okay.
vet researching ring-tailed lemurs. Pop open the access menu, head into zoo management, then go to the vet research section.
Prędzej. Okej. A tu. Okej. To teraz.
Here, you can see a list of all the animals present in your zoo, and
Okay.
also all the potential diseases that can occur. Now, assign your vet the ring-tailed lemur to start their research.
Mam to.
Actually, thinking about it, I'm not sure
Okay.
we've got any education boards or speakers by the lemur's habitat. Let's head over there and add some, so our guests can learn all about the furry little delights.
Efekty. Okej.
First off, let's pop down 2 education boards. Place them on the habitat barriers at a height that guests can see, or, if you like, pop them down on a stand.
To jest. Tu jest. Tu jest. Tu. Okej. Tu. Efekty. I to. Okej. to uczy. Okej. Uczy. Okej. Okej. I głośno teraz.
And from the drop-down list, select ring-tailed lemur. Although I'm sure that last part was obvious. When you link an education board or a speaker to an animal, you need to make sure that said animal is close by. If it isn't, the guests will get confused and won't learn as much.
Lemur, tata, jest.
Lila arresting Gabo Fogner and Bon Maratani. It wemos tama pardio noe belio.
Lemur. Okej. Operty. Chciałem czystkę na stropę. Okej. Po prostu połączyć. Tu. I akceptuj. Okej. Kolor. Mamy lemur. Tak, okej. Tutaj. Lemur. Okej. Nie wiem, czy to można szybciej robić. Okej. A tablice informacyjne. Operty. Okej. Okej. Jest. I drugi tutaj. Okay.
Now that they've been put into position, we have to tell them what animal to display information about. Select one of the education boards to bring up its information panel.
Mamy to. Mamy. Tu tak samo.
Fantastic! Oh, it's worth remembering that education boards and speakers both need power to work.
Okay.
They won't do much good without it. Oh, it looks as though our vet has completed their research on ring-tailed lemurs. We'll need to collect the results. Head back into the vet research area to take a look at their findings. Collect your research rewards. Just so you know, vets will continue to research an animal even after successfully completing a research level. I suppose when you're in the zone, you're in the zone.
Ito pa.
Well, now that we've enriched the lives of our guests, let's enrich the lives of our ring-tailed lemurs. Some animals, like lemurs, will have a climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space, and you can fulfill that requirement by building them a climbing frame. Let's find out how much more climbing space our lemur friends need, shall we? Select one of them and bring up their information panel.
Okay. 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 Be back. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I need to back the key. Alright, thank you. Ito. Ito. Okay. Tu caranya. Nampak? Let me get that. Okay.
Next, pop over to the Terrain tab. Now, as you can see, the lemurs need quite a lot more climbing space. But as it happens, I've already got a climbing frame blueprint built for you. So you can either pop that down or build one yourself from scratch. By the way, it's not always just climbing needs that you have to worry about. Other animals might need a certain amount of water in their habitat so they can go for a swim. They certainly do keep us on our toes.
Ito. Yes, ito na yung mood. No czekaj. No czekaj. No czekaj mi tutaj jeden. Mój? Nie. Okej. Tu. Okej. Teraz to. Tu. I tu. I tutaj. Tu tak rzecz. Okay.
Oh, that's a great climbing frame for them. They're going to absolutely love it. Do you know what would make them even happier, though? Nicer food. But that's true of all of us, though, isn't it? You can unlock better quality food for animals through research. Luckily, we've already unlocked some for the lemurs, so all that remains is to make sure they get served it from now on. Let's bring up the habitat information panel by selecting the lemur habitat.
Okej. Okej. To. I to. Okej. Zapis, co? Jestem koloru, to wam z oką stanę.